We're setting up my stuff. Oh, I'm like, wow, I can't see. Oh, hello. All right, let's see. I'm doing this early. I know, but that's okay. I got stuff to do today, so I have to hop on early and do my segment because I gotta get some stuff done. So such is life. Welcome. Hello, puppets. Today we are doing skin school. We are going to talk about lactic acid, and I'm going to give you a lot of information about why it is the best when it comes to getting that texture on your skin to look immaculate. So that's like what we're going to dive into today. Skin school. I know I'm early. I'm sorry again, but I have a lot of stuff going on, so I need to get things done when I need to get them done. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, give me 1 second while I do all of my, admin mamma jamma, and there's that. Cool. Let me do here. Hello, everybody. We're gonna talk about lactic acid. And it's gonna be glorious. Okay, we are talking about lactic acid and why it's so awesome. I wonder if you know some of the stuff that I'm gonna share with you today. A lot of people are always wondering about ingredients because you just oh my skin, shut up. Yeah. So a lot of people have lots of questions on ingredients. The first couple skin schools that we did microbiome, and we talked about what that looked like and why it was important. The second one that we did was about the skin barrier and then all the important things about that. And now I want to start diving into ingredients and really help people to understand what's what. There's a lot of janky stuff out there. There's a lot of mismanaged information out there. A lot of people don't understand what they should or shouldn't be doing. I mean, the amount of people who have walked in and talked to me about or have reached out to me online about skincare and are using both glycolic and retinol simultaneously is astounding. There is a lot that I can share about ingredients and just what exactly they do for your skin and why you should or shouldn't be using something. So today we're going to talk about lactic acid, like I said, and lactic acid is one of my favorite ingredients for so many reasons. I'm going to share some probably mind-bending stuff with you if you don't know a lot about ingredient information and all of that. But yeah, that's what we're going to hop into. Let me really quickly I'm going to have to put myself on mute for a second so I don't hear my own voice on my computer for, good old meta. Always a good time. Always a good time. Okay. Let me, hold on 1 second. We are learning about lactic acid today. Do you? All right, I'm back. I always have to make sure that it's oh, and then I have to check this thing too. Hold on a second. Oh my god. I swear. Ah. Okay. We are going to I don't know, man. Something changed on that, where it's hard to put it into anything else now for whatever reason. I'm not really sure. This is kind of weird. I used to be able to check it and then do whatever. I don't know. Anyways, Good morning, good morning, good morning. Never ever put petroleum jelly on your face. That's gross. Do you have it? Oh, Stephanie, you just made me laugh. Yeah, don't use Listerine. Don't use petroleum jelly. Blech, don't use any of that stuff. All right, so we are, thank you to everybody who's already hanging out with us. We are talking lactic acid this morning. Please feel free to share the live if you would like to do that so that your friends can learn more about lactic acid and clean, safe ingredients that they can be using for their skin. I think it's going to be really interesting getting into more of these skin schools and the things that go along with skincare and ingredients and all of that as we go, because I have a lot of stuff to share with you, especially as ETHYST continues to get cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. It's going to be the cleanest. It already is in moisturizer category. So it's going to be an exciting ride. And first and foremost, thank you so much to everybody who reached out to me yesterday, who sent incredible messages and comments and congratulations. I'm like floored and overwhelmed by the amount of support and encouragement that we got, and just everybody just feeling like the messaging was, never about like a physical location, but more so about like what we do in terms of caring for ourselves and our family. And I love that, like, that is the message that we've been getting across so much, that people just feel like it's a natural transition, and it is a natural transition. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Like I said, I sat with it for quite some time, quietly, not telling anybody about like what was going on or what I was doing in the background. But I'm really thankful, so thankful. Thanks for the repost. I appreciate that. So thankful for just all of the like overwhelming pour out of engagement of encouragement yesterday. That was really, really nice to see and hear. And just how many people were like, oh my gosh, we're still going to be supporting you from afar. We're still going to be, ordering online. Of course, we're not going anywhere. Who the hell would leave at this? Like, who would ever like say that they never want to use this ever again? Like, of course we're following you. Oh my gosh, just so many like really amazing things. And yeah, it's it's really going to be a nice thing to see. So and it's a nice new era, and I'm excited about it, and I feel really good about like moving forward and just all the amazing things that are going to come from it, not only for our brand and everything that's like with that, but also for our community. I like there's so much stuff that I can do now, and I've already got in play that is going to be coming, and you guys are going to get super stoked about. So it's just an awesome new era, and I'm ready to be in it. So there's that. Okay. Can't with you, media. All right. So we're talking lactic acid. How much do you know about lactic acid? Do you know anything about lactic acid? Is it something you've like looked into? Do you know what it is? If you know anything about it or have any thoughts on it at all, put it in the chat. I want to see if anybody knows anything about lactic, like what their kind of like thought process is. I'm sorry, I always have to go from one to the other because I never know what's what in this thing. I swear, like these streaming things, they're great and all because you can like do stuff to like different places, but it's also kind of annoying sometimes that it like comes through here and it doesn't come through here. Anyways, whatever. All right. So lactic acid, if you know anything about lactic acid, what you will know is that it's yeah, it does. It naturally is occurring in our body. So what's great about using lactic acid as a skincare ingredient is that anything that's naturally occurring in your body, anything that is skin identical, is going to do wonders for your skin, because your body and your body chemistry and your skin already knows how to use it. It knows how to make the most of that ingredient, if that makes sense. So it's the same kind of idea like with jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is systemically made up most like our skin's natural oils. So like molecule for molecule, they're almost identical. If you want to see the comparison, you can go to champagneapothecary.com and check out my blog post on jojoba oil where you can actually see the molecular structure side by side. And it's pretty interesting because it's so close. It's not exactly the same. Jojoba oil doesn't naturally live in our skin the way lactic acid naturally lives in our skin, but the systemic nature of the molecular structure is so identical, like nearly identical, that it does the same process. But with lactic acid, for example, it literally is in our skin and it's already naturally occurring. So anything that's naturally occurring, anything that's bioidentical to the skin is the stuff that you want to look for when you are when you're looking for skincare ingredients, because what is going to happen is you're going to be using ingredients that are already naturally living inside of your body. Therefore, they're able to do lots of really great things on their own in their own natural way, and they don't have to like, you don't have to do all these like different like delivery systems and like, it's just it's more cohesive to like what's naturally going on. So that's first and foremost one of the things that I love about lactic acid, is that it is already naturally occurring. So it's like the body and the skin know exactly what to do with it, which makes it even more powerful than it already is, because it's bioidentical. The other thing that I love about lactic acid is that it is the only AHA. So AHAs are alpha hydroxy acids, and those help to like exfoliate the skin, to break down the desmosomes and the bonding, the glue that's like holding all of those dead skin cells together. And it helps you to get better texture on your skin. But lactic acid is the only AHA that has hydrating properties, because lactic acid is the only AHA that is also a humectant, which to me is pretty fascinating. So what it does is like, so for example, like side by side with glycolic, you have glycolic has a smaller molecular structure. It penetrates the skin deeper, but lactic acid has a bigger molecular structure. So it penetrates the skin slower, but because it's also a humectant, as it's doing that and as it's exfoliating, it's drawing hydration in. Now, you pair that with things like glycerin and aloe. Ooh, man, you got a lovely system, a support system there. So you'll see in our lactic acid, in our clarity cleanse, which is this guy here. I don't know how to like get it to show up for you. There it goes. Maybe if I just put it right in front of my face. This guy here, the clarity cleanse, is lactic acid based, and it helps to, like I said, exfoliate the skin, get that skin, like that turnover going, but also simultaneously as it's doing that turnover, it's the only AHA that's drawing moisture in. And then in the cleanser itself, it's paired with glycerin. So that's another humectant that's helping to draw moisture in. And then when you're using the moisturizer, it has aloe in it, like our Daily Ritual moisturizer has aloe in it. And that helps to create this like buffer in this like for irritation, for different things like that. And then it helps like lactic acid to operate even better in terms of pulling that moisture in and keeping that hydration in the skin. So lactic acid is incredibly powerful when it comes to evening out texture, because it's getting rid of those dead skin cells, those dry skin cells, the flaking, all of that stuff. And it doesn't cause flaking on its own because it's non-aggressive. And then it also is keeping hydration in the skin. So, and pulling more hydration into the skin and acting as a humectant. It's fascinating to me. Like it's one of, like I said, it's one of the best exfoliants that you can use, because while you're doing this like assertive, rugged job of like breaking down all of those desmosomes and the bonding and the glue and all of the stuff that's going along with that, you're also getting hydration from it, which is like amazing, because your skin needs that hydration in order to keep itself stabilized. So it's like, it's just scientifically, you guys, lactic acid is one of the most fascinating. Like I said, I just can't put it any other way. It's incredibly fascinating. Just the way that it operates and what it can do for your skin. based on that. You're going to get, like I said, you're going to get a big boost in hydration. You're going to exfoliate those dead, dull skin cells, but you're not going to get that like flaking. You're not going to get any kind of aggressive irritation from it. You're going to get all kinds of soothing properties, in fact, from using lactic acid, but you're still getting rid of any kind of like harsh texture, etc. on the skin. It's great for anybody who is new to acid, like AHAs as well. So if you've never done an AHA before, starting with lactic acid is a great go-to. And that's why, like, I decided to put it into the Clarity Cleanse, because I figured I want to get everybody to be at a place. If you've never used a glycolic before, I want you to be able to use the glycolic, and there's great ways to use glycolic without it being overly aggressive. And I'll talk to you about glycolic at some point, and how ours like specifically works and why it does the things that it does and how it actually calms irritation, etc. Because it's a really interesting molecule and chemistry, like structure. And how it compared differently with things. But I ideally want to get you to a place where you can use glycolic, because glycolic is so effective from an acne perspective, from an aging perspective, from an antioxidant perspective. It's so good. So I was like, when I was creating the Clarity Cleanse, I was like, we need to have a base of lactic acid so that it's like an intro for anybody who has never used an AHA before. And that way it's like eventually you get to the glycolic, which does a lot of incredible works and wonders. So that was like my thought process behind it. And also, like I said, it's like in the cleanser alone, you're going to find if you've used this cleanser, you know that your skin is never dry, never taut, never stinging, never any of the janky things that happen with cleansers, never like dull. It's like it gets rid of all of that junk that's on the surface, but it doesn't strip the natural oils away. It doesn't strip anything that you like need on your skin. And in fact, like I said, it's giving back to the skin because it's a humectant that holds on to hydration. So it's just like, it's a beautiful ingredient. It really, truly is. Stephanie, I love that. Somebody says lactic acid feels so good. I'm washing my face now. It's so true. It's like, oh gosh, it's so beautiful. But it will give you this like renewed, revitalized, refreshed look on your skin, but it doesn't harm your skin barrier. It doesn't cause any kind of irritation. And in fact, it gives back to the skin, leaving you with smoother, like brighter, more even skin. So yeah, it's and it works best, like I said, when it's like working in tandem with those supportive ingredients like the glycerin that's inside of the cleanser itself, like the aloe that's inside of the moisturizer. It just does wondrous things in the humectant category. I love that it's like both in the humectant category. When you do that, what's up, Blaze? We're talking lactic acid. This has been fun so far for me. I'm assuming it's also fun for the many of you that are watching, and there's that. So I still have a little bit more to share with you, but I did want to say just a quick reminder that if you haven't yet, use your code thankyou15 at champagneapothecary.com. You can get 15% off all of your goodies from our shop until June 15th. So there's that. Oh, look at you baking. What are you baking today? That's so exciting. That's so exciting. Okay, where do I have? Yeah. So let me just do this.
You have a glow about you. You have a glow about you. You have a glow about you. What's your secret? You have a glow about you. You have a glow about you. You have a glow about you. What's the secret?
Hey. What do you think that is? What do you think your secret is? So yeah, lactic acid, you guys, is honestly like one of my favorite things, like I said. It just does such a great job. Another thing that I love about lactic acid is that it plays well with others. So it plays well with a lot of really um, good, like crucial ingredients, like does a great job with niacinamide. Does a great job with, like I said, the glycerin and the aloe. It does a great job with ceramides. It's like, it just plays beautifully with so many different ingredients that it's also really helpful from that. I don't know if you know, but it actually was discovered by being isolated from sour milk, and that is the real thing. So yeah, so there's that, and that was in the now the crazy thing is like Cleopatra was always doing milk baths, right? Like that was like something that they knew about her hygiene habits and like the things that she did and whatnot. It's actually really interesting. Cleopatra's beauty routines are super interesting because they lent information and kind of direction in a lot of ways, where it's like, maybe you don't necessarily want to use straight, kohl for eyeliner, but there was a thing there that they utilized to then like do things with eyeliner, or like the fact that there were certain insects that had like certain dyes, etc., and then that they utilized for makeup. And something like a milk bath where it was just like, oh, that's interesting. And then in the 18th century, they actually were able to isolate lactic acid from sour milk and discovered that, yes, like this is a thing that we can utilize. So it's pretty cool, like back history on that. Again, like lactic acid is pretty lazy, and it's like in terms of like its slowness and how it penetrates, but that's a really good thing. And it's something that is important to know because what it does is it helps to make sure that, again, it's like less irritating, that it's more gentle on the skin, that it's doing. That's the best thing about lactic acid, is that it does such a big, heavy, aggressive job but in the most like gentle way possible, which is just like I said, it's so, so cool to see. I just love science and like the way that like these ingredients and all the science behind them and how it works and why it works, and what, like, two different things can do the same exact process, but it's like how one plays and works well within the microbiome versus like the other. Lactic acid is so skin barrier friendly, which is obviously another huge reason why we use it in ETHYST, because we don't put anything in our products that doesn't work well and function well with the microbiome and your skin barrier, because we want you to get away from irritation. There's this, actually, it's really interesting, is it's like there's a lot of stuff going around recently about like how like a micro injury and irritation and inflammation isn't always bad, and it's like, ooh, slippery slope. Maybe let's not like start telling people stuff like that, because when you overutilize things and you cause lots of inflammation and irritation to the skin, you get lots of problems and lots of surface issues and acne and lines and all kinds of things that you don't want on your skin. So while there is some value to the idea of, maybe like microneedling, for example, if that's something you're into, although I've had that done and personally I did not see a huge difference with that at all. In fact, I've seen more difference in my skin with non-invasive microcurrent and LED, and the science is there to back it up too. In terms of really refreshing the surface of my skin, helping it to look like more youthful, getting rid of deep like surface lines like on my forehead. I've seen way more like results with that than I saw with microneedling. But process wise, that's the process, is that you cause that micro injury, you cause the irritation and the inflammation, and then it helps to heal. But I don't think we should start going around telling people that they should, be inflaming their face or irritating their face all the time, which is why lactic acid is like one of the best things that you can do to get rid of all of that, like extra texture and yuckiness and all the things, but without causing that inflammation. All right, sorry, I'm going to catch up on my comments really quick. Sorcerer's Stone chocolate chip cookies. Whoa, what? And Forbidden Biscoff Bliss cookies. Wow, they are huge cookies. Okay, I can't wait to see. I'm sure you're going to put out a video, Blaze. That'll be exciting. I'm so glad, Stephanie, that you are done with your skincare for the morning. I love that you are like already doing that and you got it out of the way. Woohoo! So exciting. So yeah, as you can see, like lactic acid, you guys, is really it's really just like one of the most perfect ingredients. Honestly, it does such a great job. It's what is in the ETHYST Clarity Cleanse. It's the basis of the cleanser in general. If you've used ETHYST Clarity Cleanse, you know how fantastic it is. If you haven't used it, you need to know how fantastic it is. And right now you can get it for 15% off using Thank You 15 at champagneapothecary.com. So feel free to do that. The ETHYST Clarity Cleanse, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It is it's a cream cleanser. So it doesn't strip any of your natural oils by like foaming or lathering or getting aggressive that way either. Helps to get rid of all the bad stuff and all the junk and break down those like desmosomes and the bonding on the skin cells that are sitting on your face that are causing rough texture and all of that. But it doesn't get rid of anything that you need in your skin. So that's really a fantastic part of all of that. And that's due to, again, the lactic acid. And then also there's lots of vitamin C in it. So really helpful that way. There is phospholipids. So phospholipids helps with any kind of that's like you're getting like lots of the phospholipids naturally live in your skin, so they're lipids, they're fats, right? So it's like you're giving back to your skin that way. You have there's oat amino acid in there. Oat aminos are really helpful in terms of, again, like helping with texture and tone and all of that. So like from Clarity Cleanse alone, you get a big bang for your buck just from Clarity Cleanse. And it does not leave your skin feeling dry. It does not leave your skin feeling taut. It does not leave your skin feeling anything negative, stingy, anything like that. You will have the best cleanse of your life with Clarity Cleanse, and that is just a fact. I love the Clarity Cleanser because it's so gentle on my skin. It's true. Thank you. It's so true. It's like I don't know, you guys, and it's been really exciting. Like we're already working on Clarity Cleanser for the reformulation, and oh man, it's like every time we do another product, we're like I don't think it can get any better. And then like we do the new version and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that we could make it better. And we do. So it's super exciting. By the way, the moisturizer, if anybody's wondering, the moisturizer should be here within the next like 2 weeks or so. We are so excited to be getting that in finally. That has been a long trip. A long, weird trip and that we've been on. So I'm super stoked to see like what comes of that. It's just, you guys, it's just been a blessing. So anyways, I could go on and on and on about ingredients, etc. all day long, but I'm not going to because I gotta go do stuff. Like I said, that's why I hopped on early this morning and got through a skin school on lactic acid. If you guys have any questions about lactic acid or any other ingredients, or there are ingredients specifically that you'd love to hear me share more about, I would love to hear that. Let me know via comment, via message, whatever, and I will get that going for you, and I will get you the answers that you need because I want to help educate people on skincare. The skincare industry is so crazy and a lot of greenwashing happening out there. A lot of mismanaged information happening out there, and I want to do my best to try to get you the info that you need. So that is what these segments are for. And if there's something specifically that you are wanting to know more about, I want to share that with you. So hit me up, let me know. And otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow at 11:30. Not early like today. I actually have like a ton of calls and strategy things going on tomorrow morning, like back to back to back. So I should be there around that time, maybe a little bit. It might be a few minutes after that. We'll see how it goes. But I'll see you then. Until then, if you haven't used your code yet, definitely do that. Thank you 15 at champagneapothecary.com for 15% off your entire order until June 15th. 15, 15, 15. You really can't forget that. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. And thanks so much for hanging out with me and ETHYST Skincare and Champagne Apothecary for Skin School.